Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Smackdown Live. We are still like 3.5 weeks away from the next Smackdown Live exclusive pay-per-view, but that's all good. That gives them plenty of time to build up to it and plenty of time to get on the road. I mean, we saw last week on Smackdown Live some certain things developing towards that event that is down the line, but things are still looking good for them. Things are still looking good for the Smackdown Live rosters. They keep on going on the way there, and we see here from the matches here tonight that there could be some pretty good ones on their way. We're going to kick things off here tonight with Randy Orton against Dolph Ziggler one-on-one. And for our main event, Cody Rhodes will go one-on-one against the WWE Champion, Kazuchika Okada. It is most certainly an interesting night of action here on Smackdown Live from top to bottom. There will be some solid matches throughout it, and I'm looking forward to see how it goes throughout this evening. Well, this wasn't planned at all. Here's the leader of the DCC, Chris Sabin, heading towards the ring. I mean, you know, Sabin was victorious last week, but he ain't in action tonight right now, and that may be why he's made his way out here. Sabin, of course, the leader of the DCC, and a man who does not seem happy to be out here either. Making his way out right now to kick things off on SmackDown Live, and it seems as if his port of call is to start talking about the DCC. What the DCC is all about, what they do, how they don't follow or listen to anyone, how Chris Sabin's the only leading voice in it, and how people who go against Sabin will learn to feel the wrath of Sabin. Sabin talking about the chances he's already had since joining SmackDown Live. Money in the Bank was the first opportunity, but he desires more. He does not want the DCC sitting by and watching. They are taking action into their own hands. More specifically, Sabin will be taking glory into his own hands. And from all the watching, the DCC have found the next target. Usually they don't reveal it, but this time they do, because Sabin says he wants glory. Well, he wants the ultimate glory of SmackDown Live. He wants the whole place. He wants the WWE Championship. So that means, of course, he has his eyes on Kazuchika Okada. There's a new enemy in town for him, and Okada, like all, will learn to hail Sabin. It seems as if Chris Sabin is not interested in being in some kind of #1 contenders match. He's interested in being in a pool of contenders. He wants Okada now. He is not willing to wait. He wants Okada as soon as he can. Well, what a way to get us going here on SmackDown Live. Chris Sabin wants the WWE Champion. He's not willing to sit around and wait for any opportunity. He wants to take that chance and run with it right now. I wonder what the WWE Champion himself makes of all that. We may find out the answer to that later on tonight. We shall see about that, but as for right now, we are going to kick things off here on SmackDown Live with the match that I had previously talked about. Randy Orton against Dolph Ziggler one-on-one. Now, of course, Randy Orton has had his interactions as well with someone else around here, and that was, of course, Kevin Owens. I believe it was last week, maybe, where Owens was victorious over Raymond Rowe of War Machine. And he said after it that he was sick of people like Randy Orton having a chance in the spotlight that should belong to Kevin Owens. He's not taking Orton's spotlight away from him. He's making sure that Orton doesn't have a spotlight to begin with. So certainly some signs of provocation maybe from Kevin Owens towards Randy Orton. He wants to get his hands on Randy Orton. He wants to absolutely just take away Randy Orton from being, you know, having the opportunities like he got 2 weeks ago against Kazuchika Okada. Is Randy Orton, though, is going to start things off here tonight against Dolph Ziggler, a man who also was involved in other altercations last week. Came out and said that he, you know, he's sick of just sitting around and not doing anything. They said bring him in for the big matches. Well, Ziggler wants to be in for the big matches, and if they're not going to give him the opportunity, Ziggler will take it into his own hands, much as Sabin did earlier tonight. Ziggler wants the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. who will be in action later on tonight. We have not yet any word from the Smackdown committee, but this is, I imagine, something along the lines of those big matches that Ziggler wanted to get his hands on, taking on a guy like Randy Orton, a man who has been, I'm looking for, kind of rebuilding himself since coming back to SmackDown Live, has been gaining up again and has been making progress in his in being a star once again. And now he continues that on by taking on one of the longest reigning world champs in the history of this universe, a 3-time world champion no less, and Dolph Ziggler, the former leader. No, he wasn't the leader of the Bullet Club, my bad. You'd think I would know that, given everything that happened. But Ziggler came back to SmackDown Live at Judgment Day, certainly proved to have a vendetta where he just wants success as well and no one else has allowed it. Which is the same kind of as Kevin Owens has with Randy Orton. But regardless of that, right now we are underway here on SmackDown Live with Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler one-on-one here. Facebuster there by Orton. Nicely done. Orton getting off to a good start here against Ziggler. And Ziggler a little taken aback by it there. We saw him scooting back a little bit there. I don't think Ziggler was expecting to be on the receiving end this early. Nice, beautiful slam by Randy Orton there as he definitely takes the early leads. Strikes now loaded in by Randy Orton. Oh, this is one of my favorite moves that Orton can hit that gut wrench. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, wait a minute. Look who is there. The man that Randy Orton has a conflict of interest with, Kevin Owens, has made his way out, and Ziggler will take full advantage of it. Crucifix now by Ziggler to try and get the win early on. Oh, it's a kick out by 2 on Orton. Orton survives it, but Owens getting right in the head of the Viper and trying to put him off his game. And he may well have been able to do so. Orton a little bit out of it. Not really out of it. A little bit all over the place right now. Owens has gone backstage, though, and Ziggler has taken full advantage here, taking the lead now in this matchup. Dolph Ziggler certainly not afraid to use any situation he can for his advantage, and that is exactly what Ziggler is doing right now. Orton, though, still fighting back a little bit here against Dolph Ziggler right now. The show-off not in the clear yet as he's hit with a hefty DDT there. Randy Orton now starting to flow on a little bit here. The RKO chance willing him on. Back suplex there by Ziggler and a kip up after it. The show-off certainly sticking to that very name. Jawbreaker there by Dolph Ziggler now. Crowd trying to cheer on Randy Orton here in Houston, trying to get them going. After the involvement of Kevin Owens, crowd is trying to rile Randy Orton back into this sun, but he certainly looks off his game since what Kevin Owens did earlier. Randy Orton just like, it looks like Randy Orton, you know, the cogs are all going and then a spanner got thrown in the works and now the wheels are taking some time to get rolling again. Randy Orton, though, maybe no. Shut down there by Ziggler, who hits his own tilt-a-whirl DDT there. Nicely done. Ziggler now is firmly in control of this one. Like I said, you give Ziggler a slight opportunity to work with and he will. You can't be a champion for as long as he has been by pure luck. Roll up here by Randy now. Returning the favor to Ziggler but cannot get the win. Ziggler kicking out at 2. Up on the shoulders here now is Randy Orton, and he's going to get hung out to dry as well on those ropes. And Ziggler thinking here, oh, whoa, that is not what I was expecting from the game plan of Dolph Ziggler. A steel chair in the mix, and oh, Orton just elbowed it into his head. RKO from the Viper. Will that end it? There's 2. Ziggler kicks out. Wow, I thought that would have been it. Ziggler needs something big now to start fighting back in this one. That steel chair in the ring could still be the difference maker if Ziggler is willing to get disqualified like it seemed like he was a moment ago, but he keeps on going here. The chair thrown out of the ring now. Dolph Ziggler is still starting to go. Still trying to fight here. Randy Orton with a quick counter there. I genuinely think that that Kevin Owens involvement is still shaking up Orton a bit. He got lucky with that RKO because that is a move he can hit from out of nowhere, but aside from that, he hasn't looked his smoothest. Ziggler now starting to fight back. Top rope facebuster by the show-off. What a move from Ziggler. And now the elbow drops come raining in. Ziggler time and time again with elbow drops into the chest of Randy Orton. Over and over. Randy Orton with no response to them either. Kevin Owens threw a big wrench in the works of the plans. And Dolph Ziggler will capitalize. Zigzag! And that could do it. Ziggler goes in for the cover. 1, 2, and Dolph Ziggler just beat Randy Orton. But give a mental assist to Kevin Owens, because I think Owens getting involved in this one threw Randy Orton well off his game and gave the show off the win that he wanted. This advances Ziggler towards his desire to be the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship, and right now I don't see another viable challenger around the ways. But when it comes to Orton and Owens as well, they certainly have their own conflict of interest with one another, and that just got engulfed by what we saw here tonight to kick things off on SmackDown Live. No doubt about it, Owens and Orton are on their way towards a meeting. Speaking of people who seem inevitable to be having a meeting with one another, we're moving on to our next contest of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a pretty damn interesting one, because coming up next, it is Tama Tonga going one-on-one against Finn Bálor. Now, the interactions between the Guerrillas of Destiny and Finn Bálor date back to when Finn Bálor was the Intercontinental Champion. And they also date back to last week as well. Finn Bálor in his first match since having lost that title was victorious over Ricochet in one-on-one action. However, after the match was done, he ended up being on the receiving end of a bad luck fall, courtesy of Bad Luck Fale, who interestingly isn't here tonight for whatever reason. But the tag team champions are, and they're going to be going up against Finn Bálor. Well, Tama Tonga is going to be going up against Finn Bálor one-on-one right now. Previous friends now turned enemies for whatever reason. The Guerrillas of Destiny stated that they don't care who they have to fight. They don't care about who is on their side. Finn Bálor is a thing of the past. The friendship that once was there is no longer. This is all business, essentially, and they don't want to be around someone like Finn Bálor. They only care about what they want. They don't care about Finn Bálor, not anymore. Friendship, it is no longer. And Finn Bálor, though, he seems pretty alright. He's got Bálor Club on his side, but you've got to imagine what kind of an effect it can have when your alleged closest friends from a time before are now nowhere around you. They aren't interested in you know, being your friends anymore. They aren't interested in being by your side. They aren't interested in rekindling what once was. They only care about themselves. And that is all they want at the end of the day. Finn Bálor heads towards the ring, though, knowing this is the case and knowing that the friendship that once existed has to be pushed to one side now. It has to no longer exist because of what has happened as of late. Finn Bálor is a man on his own, essentially, fighting two of his closest friends in Tama Tonga and Bad Luck Fale, two of his previous closest friends, rather, should I say. And now it's just a simple case of Balor's just gotta do what he has done for so long in this universe. Do what has made him a former two-time world champion. Do what has made him a former intercontinental champion now. Tama Tonga may be having a close eye on him, but that is not going to phase Finn Bálor here in Houston, because Bálor Club is out in its huge numbers for him as well, as they always are wherever we go. Finn Bálor certainly prepared for this one. He knows that whatever his interests are with the Guerrillas of Destiny, maybe it resolves in, you know, just getting these guys one-on-one. Maybe it resolves around tag team titles. Maybe it resolves around nothing. Maybe this is the only interaction we get. I don't really know. I can't tell. which way or how this is going to go. But what I do know is that Finn Bálor can't wait to get his hands on Tama Tonga, and that is exactly what's going to happen now, and Tonga is getting out of the ring, but Finn Bálor coming right after him, but into the path of a drop kick there, courtesy of Tama Tonga. Finn Bálor, though, here he goes. After Tama Tonga, powerbomb on the outside, maybe? No. Tama Tonga slips his way out of that one. Oh. Hearing Finn Bálor there, hitting the steps in some ways. That sounded like it hurt, as Tama Tonga now is just ignoring the count and going right after Finn Bálor here. Big boot in the side of the head. No remorse showing thus far by Tama Tonga, as he keeps on going here on Finn Bálor, striking away now at the man he used to be incredibly close with. That is just a distant pass, though. Oh, gutbuster there. Finn Bálor starting to fight back now. Elbows into the head of Tama Tonga. Tanga lower at ringside. Bad luck Fale, as I said, nowhere to be seen here tonight. But the other half of the WWE Tag Team Champions at ringside may well have something, may well have a, I'm trying to think of the right word here. It may well have something to do with how this matchup could end up going. Finn going to go into the cover here on Tonga early on. Only gets a 1 count from it, though. No real surprise there. Nice drop kick, though, by Finn Bálor. What else is running through his mind right now? Oh, a little bit of revenge via submission. Dragon Sleeper applied. Slips his way out of it, though. Off! Running forearm there. Tama Tonga now just going to keep on going here. Oh, DDT. Nicely done as well to hit that DDT, and Tama Tonga getting a little bit confident in the ring, and probably shouldn't have done that right in the face of Finn Bálor. Single underhook suplex there, and the leader of Bálor Club now starting to fight back a little bit. Counter there, though, by Tama Tonga, but only to be sent right back down to the mat. Don't need to counter his way back, though, against Finn Bálor. Both these men now countering each other back and forth here. Here goes Tama Tonga using the ropes to hit that leveraged suplex there. Pushes him down into the cover now, but an early kick out from Finn means this one is indefinitely continuing on. Tonga Loa not done anything at ringside yet, but it's just been all about Finn Bálor and Tama Tonga, and neither one has really been able to pull out a clear-cut advantage over the other. Finn Bálor up on the top rope, looking for something big here. Elbow drop. Here's the chance for Finn finally starting to emerge here. And Finn Bálor using them to his advantage. Bálor now has Tama Tonga dazed up by the turnbuckle. There's the shotgun drop kick. And Finn Bálor will look for sweet victory over Tama Tonga here. Coup de grace! Cover by Finn Bálor and Tonga Loa. Sliding the referee out of the ring. Keeping his brother in this one. And Tama Tonga somehow is able to fight out of it right away as well. Can't believe the referee didn't evict Tonga for that either. Oh, Tama Tonga there with a gun stun. And he covers Finn Bálor to end it. Kick out. Tama Tonga hoped that was enough, but it wasn't. Now what runs through the mind here of Tama Tonga out to the outside here? Oh, of course. Of course it would be. Tama Tonga with steel chair in hand. Into the back of Finn Bálor. And now just wailing away with a steel chair. This one is over. Tama Tonga not going to let Finn Bálor get revenge here. And now Tonga Loa's getting in the ring. Oh no. Referee trying to get involved in this one, trying to make the save, but it's too late. Whoa, Jeff Hardy! Jeff Hardy, of all people, coming to the rescue for Finn Bálor. Hardy sending the Gorillas of Destiny on their way. The Tag Team Champions getting out of here in quick haste. Jeff Hardy to the rescue. Good God, what a hectic night it has been so far on SmackDown Live. Tama Tonga there Looked like he had way more in store for Finn Bálor, but in the end, it's Jeff Hardy, of all people, who comes to the aid. And Finn Bálor is on his way towards yet more altercations with the Gorillas of Destiny after that one. Tonga has no problem losing by disqualification if it means that he just got to smack the chair into Finn Bálor a few more times. But there's certainly an ally on Finn Bálor's side now in this whole situation. That is a good thing. We're going to have to move on, though, because we have our next big matchup here on SmackDown Live. The #1 Contenders match for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship is being declared right here tonight between Paige and Nia Jax. Paige is going to go one-on-one here in this opportunity. I know she was beaten by Ember Moon a few weeks ago, but with Ember having lost to Nia Jax, Paige believed that she could have the opportunity against Becky Lynch. She says that her record in the past speaks for herself. And the SmackDown Live committee believed that maybe with everything that has happened, and, you know, Nikki Cross technically losing her rematch in that fatal four-way at Judgment Day, that it was time to go with something else. And let's see how that one's going to go, because right now Nia Jax is going to go up against Paige here for the right to be the #1 contender. Nia Jax, as of late, of course, has been essentially the talking point of the SmackDown Live Women's division. She destroyed Sasha Banks a few weeks ago, then did the same to a local competitor, stating that she is not willing to wait around any longer. She is taking her opportunity by the scruff of the neck. And now she has that opportunity to be the #1 contender right here tonight by going one-on-one and beating Paige. And I'm not going to lie, I know Paige used to be a member of Bullet Club, and I know I have great respect for Paige, but I do think this is Nia Jax's matchup that she's going to win here. I think Nia Jax is just way too dangerous as of late, and there's nothing that's stopping her. There's no one that's stopping her. This is very much so Nia Jax's to lose more than it is to win. She should have this one in the bag. Nia Jax early on, Irish whip, and just look at that with ease with that tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Elbow drop in the back there by Jax right now as she's taking the early lead and feeling awfully confident about it as well. Back and forth going on here. Irish whip off the ropes. Drop kick. Stumble, though, does Nia Jax, rather, should I say. And there's that arm drag by Nia. Goes into an early cover now on Paige. Paige showing her desire to be #1 contender there with a very early kick out. Paige, a former Raw Women's Champion, of course. Some 6 months she held that belt for. And what was interesting about that match is how she beat none other than, well, who else was involved in the triple threat for Paige to become Raw Women's Champion at that time? None other than the current SmackDown Live Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. And Lynch says, regardless of what happens here tonight, she is hungry for opportunity. And she wants to be in action next week as well. So, maybe we could see Becky Lynch taking on the loser this one, depending on what happens. Paige right now, though, has retaken control a little bit. Wrenching the hair there of Nia Jax and sending her down. Paige could be in good shape here. No, Nia Jax moves out of the way of the attempted elbow and throws Paige away there. Oh, this is not going to be good. There's a knee. That's the problem when you go in the ring with Nia Jax, that the brute power game she presents is just something that you cannot be dealing with. It's something that you cannot contain. Up on that second rope now goes Nia Jax. This is going to be so dangerous. Double axe handle comes clattering down on Paige. And all of a sudden, Paige is looking in huge trouble. Up on the shoulders here, fireman's carry into a slam there by Nia. Things could be about to end in this one. That is not what I thought by ending it, though. Sasha Banks is back. The theme of the boss. And not only that, she is at ringside. Sasha Banks at ringside. Paige Paige now rolling up Nia Jax. Will she get the #1 contendership with it? There's 2. Paige just beat Nia Jax. Paige is the #1 contender to the SmackDown Live Women's title. And it's all because of the boss. Sasha Banks just won Paige that right at Becky Lynch. Wow. Talk about revenge for the boss. That is what she wanted. That is one way to hit back at Nia Jax, to cost her the chance to be the #1 contender. Turnabout is fair play in the eyes of the boss, but now Nia Jax is going to be even more irate at her. Oh, how will that one develop as we head on? I have no idea what to make of it. Wow. That was something else. But we're going to move on here to our next contest. Coming up next now, Kevin Owens will go one-on-one against the Intercontinental Champion, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. This is the second time we've seen Owens tonight. Of course, he certainly had a part to play earlier with the defeat Randy Orton suffered over Dolph Ziggler. I think he just screwed with the mentality of Orton and kind of kept Orton always looking over his shoulder in a way in that matchup. Like he wanted to keep on going with the offense, but he couldn't. Just in case Owens came back and tried something. Nevertheless, now that match is behind Randy Orton. And it is probably still in the mind of Kevin Owens to a degree as he's thinking about it. And think about how entertaining it was to watch the defeat of Randy Orton and hope that he can have that right himself. Of course, Kevin Owens helped the man who wants a shot at this man get the win. But if Owens wins here tonight, then he may have to choose between either continuing to mess around with Randy Orton or having a shot at the Intercontinental Championship. Regardless of it, AJ Styles is gonna fight once again here. Styles was victorious 2 weeks ago on SmackDown Live over Jinder Mahal, and now he looks to keep on his win share over former world champions by beating the 4-time WWE champion here tonight. AJ Styles heads towards the ring. Crowd on his side as per always. Styles in his first reign as the Intercontinental Championship, of course, won it up Money in the Bank from Finn Bálor. And I wonder what Styles makes of what happened last week with Ziggler coming out and saying that he wanted that chance of Styles. I do wonder what is going through the mind of the phenomenal one right now. Does he think maybe I should be paying attention to Ziggler? Maybe I should respond to him, or maybe I should wait and make him fight for that opportunity. Either way, you know, there certainly wasn't there was, what, a week for AJ Styles to rest and just get to take in the fact that he's the Intercontinental Champion, and it's back to business as usual when you're a champion with that target that's always on your back. Well, here we go. We're going to start things off now between these two men, AJ Styles and Kevin Owens. Two incredibly gifted athletes, two incredibly talented athletes as well. Two former world champions. Kevin Owens, a former Intercontinental Champion as well. And may look to get his hands back on it here with the win over AJ Styles tonight, and may decide to not bother with Randy Orton going forward and just focus on the Intercontinental Championship, which certainly wouldn't sit well with Dolph Ziggler. Kick in the chest there by Kevin Owens now as he looks to take the early lead in this one. Owens going to plant AJ Styles now with the go-home driver. Look at the way he swings into that there. Covers Styles after it, but too early in the matchup to really hope for anything more than a 1 count, let's be real. AJ Styles starting to fight back here. Nice forearms connecting in the face of Kevin Owens. Owens has to fully capitalize. Theoretically, yes, to capitalize on Orton's defeat earlier tonight with a victory here tonight, but it's a victory over a champion, and the rules of this universe basically state if you win a match against the champion, you're the #1 contender. So That certainly is something to take on board. What a strike in the back there by Kevin Owens now as he turns the pacing around in this one. AJ Styles slips out of the way there though, and now Styles going to use his strength back suplex. Face buster by Styles. Into the cover he goes, but Owens, I think his arm was underneath the ropes there, so that is why that rope break was an occurrence. Here goes Owens now, though. He has AJ Styles up on his shoulder. Torture rack. Neck breaker. And Owens once again will look for a cover, but I think Styles' foot is underneath the ropes. Referee says indeed it is. Kevin Owens in the driver's seat a little bit of this matchup right now. Forearm in the back there. What does Owens have in mind now? Electric chair transitions it into a powerbomb on AJ Styles. What a maneuver there. That is what makes Kevin Owens, despite his the way in which he's acted, you know, despite the way in which he can be almost be a vile person. That's what makes him such a talented athlete at the end of the day, regardless. His ability to go with the flow. Stomped there by Kevin Owens, just on the bridge of the nose of AJ Styles. No respect about it, just looking to cause as much pain as possible. Owens now has Styles seated. Is he thinking Cannibal Senton? He is, but Styles moves out of the way there. That's not going to sit well with the with Kevin Owens, but AJ Styles are going to try and take full advantage. Stopped though in his tracks. Owens scoots his way out of it, but only to scoot his way right into the path of a phenomenal blitz. There's a clothesline to bring down Kevin Owens. AJ Styles now needs to hit something big in these next few moments. Styles might be thinking something there, but Kevin Owens did great to just stop it in its tracks. And off he goes. Strength there of Owens to hit a move like that one. Cover now by Owens, trying to put things away here. Styles with power in his shoulders out there at 2 in order to kick out. What else is Kevin Owens going to hit here, I wonder? A lot of big moves that Owens can go for, like that Cannonball Senton there from the second rope. Cannonball Senton splash. Owens countered again though by Styles. Too much back and forth going on in this one right now for either one to get a hope of control or a hope of just leading the way in this matchup. Cover there, but wow, stuffed right away there. Not even able to get a 1 count. Kevin Owens able to kick out. Kevin Owens getting up to his feet, but AJ Styles comes flying in. Phenomenal forearm from out of the blue. Will that seal it? No. Owens gets the shoulder up at 2. My goodness. Where did that one come from? I thought that was it. How he hit with that phenomenal forearm with no awareness. Kevin Owens is getting up to his feet. He knew where he was, and he turned into the phenomenal forearm. Back suplex there by Owens. Brought him right down on the ribs. Not on the back. Right down on the ribs there. And now the Owens breaker there. A rough landing to the Intercontinental Champion, and Kevin Owens could very well be on his way towards a potential victory in this whole thing. Owens now just walking around the Intercontinental Champion, and this is the reason why Kevin Owens going to look for victory here. Kick in the gut is stuffed. Styles able to fight back. And AJ Styles now is starting to go here maybe. Both these men feeling the fatigue of this matchup. They've tried an awful lot to put the other away, but they just haven't been able to. Styles now, suplex, no, into a neck breaker. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous there from Styles, but what else can he do here? Kevin Owens will not stay down, no matter what Styles tries. Phenomenal blitz again. Do you reckon there's somewhere there's Randy Orton watching on thinking, why did he do what he did earlier when he can't even beat the Intercontinental Champion? Do you reckon there's a part of Dolph Ziggler thinking, if this is how he's acting against Kevin Owens, I might be in a good shout to winning here. AJ Styles are looking for big flurry here. Ushigoroshi from Styles. And could the Phenomenal One be on his way to closing things up here, to shutting up shop and being victorious over the prize fighter? Owens with nowhere to go but down. Styles clash. Cover. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles beats Kevin Owens on Smackdown Live. Owens was putting up a hell of a fight, but Styles in the end was too much for him. And the Phenomenal One is victorious. Maybe that date with Destiny is with Dolph Ziggler. Maybe that matchup that he is waiting for is with the show-off. But as for right now, as for here tonight, AJ Styles can celebrate a victory over Kevin Owens, the Intercontinental Champion, looking good as his reign as champion keeps on rolling on. What does go through the mind of Kevin Owens thinking? You know, he did that earlier. He got involved in the matchup. He cost Randy Orton the victory. And now here tonight, he couldn't beat AJ Styles. What does that say? Quite a bit. Well, there we go. AJ Styles, your winner. But it is time for our main event now. We are going to move into it. It is going to be Cody Rhodes against... No, it's not. No, it's not just yet. Someone's come out for some revenge. Randy Orton through the crowd has come after Kevin Owens as he was trying to just take a moment in the ring. Randy Orton's come right after the prize fighter here. Orton slugging away now at Kevin Owens. This is revenge for earlier. Owens wanted to play the mind game while Orton will play the physical game. Randy Orton now. An angle slam there. And all of a sudden, Kevin Owens finds himself in huge trouble. Randy Orton just running through it here. Kevin Owens is weak. He is defeated as of what happened just a moment ago. And Randy Orton knows it. And he's taking full advantage of it. Orton now stomping away at Kevin Owens. This is retribution for earlier tonight, and there may only be one way to seal it. Randy Orton prepped up to strike. RKO from the Viper. That is revenge for Orton. There is something on its way between those two men, no doubt about it now. Randy Orton just adding more fuel into that fire. Well, we got to move on here anyway. It is our main event of the evening now. Here comes the Rainmaker, the WWE Champion, the man who has a new target on his back, courtesy of Chris Sabin, just one of the many targets that Okada has already had on his back since WrestleMania. Oh no, but that target seems ready to strike. No! It is Chris Sabin from behind. Sabin attacking Okada before his matchup can even begin with Cody Rhodes. What is this all about? Sabin has jumped Okada here, but the Rainmaker's coming back right after him. Here goes Okada. He is not going to sit by and let this go on. Okada's starting to fight back right now. Stomps away to Chris Sabin. These two men fighting on the stage right now here on Smackdown Live. They're getting into it. Sabin making good on his word from earlier on tonight, and he is planting. Oh no! Firmly planting the WWE Champion. German suplex there, and now ripping the robe off of the Rainmaker. But Okada still stands on his feet. He wants to fight Sabin right now, but oh, Sabin just planting him into the stage there. Oh, this is getting rough to watch right now, and Sabin on his own. No DCC either, just firmly going after Okada by himself. The Rainmaker looks in trouble right now. Step up Enziguri. What will Sabin look to do here? Oh, good God! A leaping cutter on the LED ramp. Sabin now, what else do you have in mind? Okada seems almost out of it. Sabin knows it though. No, belly to belly again. Someone needs to get in there and stop this thing right now. The WWE Champion is in huge trouble. This wasn't even meant to happen. Sabin now. Oh no. Cradle shock. And Okada falls right next to his WWE Championship It truly is time to hail Sabin.